Aviators of Hasbrouck Heights High School. Matt Nelson here with you on the NJ Varsity Broadcast Network. It's round one of the Bergen County Softball Tournament. IHA coming in as the number 2 overall seed in the tournament and the number 1 seed in the southeastern region of the bracket. Hasbrouck Heights, the number 31 overall seed, and they are the lowest seed in this region, the number 8 seed. And they defeated Garfield 6-4 on a Wednesday in a play-in game. So now they get to face one of the most dangerous high school softball teams in the Garden State. IHA softball coach Anthony Lareza right now at home plate, just having a conversation with the umpires for today's game. And while we have a minute, let's get to the starting lineup for the Aviators of Hasbrouck Heights. Playing catcher, number 23, Swati Shivkumar, excuse me. Batting second, playing catcher, Gabby Cruz. Batting third, playing short, Carolyn Kleitz. Batting cleanup, third baseman, Diana Torres. Batting fifth, the first baseman, Kayla Dickman. Batting sixth, the second baseman, Hannah Christensen. The designated player, batting seventh, Jordan Kaiser. Batting eighth, the pitcher, Jess Gasparino. And batting ninth, the right fielder, Amanda De Julia. The defense for IHA will feature Emily Walter in left, Reese Guevara in center, Rachel Pollard in right field, Reagan Jones at third base, Daniela Abara at short, Angelina Mcguire at second, Juliana Kosha at first, and Janice Sharma behind home plate. And on the mound for the Blue Eagles, Steph Thomas, the Lafayette-bound senior, who last week reached her 100th win in a high school softball against DePaul Catholic in what turned out to be a 6-0 win. Thomas comes into the season, as I'm having a little difficulties right now with my headset. Thomas comes into this game a perfect 20-0 with a 0.29 ERA. 120 innings, 53 hits, 10 runs, 5 earned, 12 walks, and 184 strikeouts. And looking to add that mark today. Oh, by the way, opponent's batting average is just 127. So on a muggy Friday afternoon, we're all set to go as Swati Shivkumar lifts one in the air, deep center field, and that one is gone. One pitch, and Shivkumar takes Thomas out of the park for a early 1-0 Aviators lead. The third home run allowed by Thomas this season. And now she needs to settle in order to hold Hasbrouck Heights. Here's Gabby Cruz, and she aligns one right to the third baseman, Reagan Jones. And there's one away here in the top of the first. Carolyn Kleitz steps into the box. And we'll have a righty-on-righty matchup. The pitch. Change up low for ball one. The Aviators head coach Jackie Ferrenti, assistant coach Kurt Freund, as Kleitz takes a fastball for a strike. I have to count 1-1, although the scoreboard says 1-2. The pitch by Thomas. Swing and a miss. It looks like that was actually strike 3, so I do apologize for the miscount on the number of strikes. And following the leadoff home run by Shivkumar, Thomas has retired the last 2 batters. So here's Daniela Torres, the cleanup hitter for Hasbrouck Heights, and she swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. That strikeout by Thomas gives her 185 on the season. The pitch. Change up low for ball 1. Thomas has been able to use that changeup and fastball to her abilities as Torres fouls one off. 1-1. Correction, 1-2. Hasbrouck Heights with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. Base is empty, 1 out. Swing and a miss by Torres. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gabby Cruz. Now it says 2 outs. It looks like Carolyn Kleitz has struck out, so I may have misjudged who the batter was. And now Diana Torres steps into the batter's box. Swing, and it's lined up the middle. A diving play by Abara, fires over to first. Not in time. A good diving play by Daniela Abara, but not enough as Torres makes it over to first in time. The second hit of the ball game for Hasbrouck Heights. So here's the number 5 hitter, Kayla Dickman. And she takes the changeup on the inside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Overcast skies here in Washington Township. The rain has stopped. It was a pretty heavy mist over the last 40 minutes, but thankfully the rain has stopped and hopefully will remain that way throughout the duration of this ball game. Dickman fouls one of the backstop, and it's 1-2. IHA trailing Hasbrouck Heights 1-0. In the top of the first, 2 outs, and Torres, the runner at first. Fastball just a bit high for ball 2, so it's 2-2 on Dickman. The pitch. Fastball low and away. Full count on Kayla Dickman. The Blue Eagles with a 20-0 record, number 1 in the state by virtue of the Star Ledger. The pitch, swing, and it's fouled back. Count remains full at 3-2. A good crowd on hand to see the top team in the state play a team on the upset mind, at least with the upset mind, as they try to potentially upset IHA. Three-two pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. So Thomas gets out of the inning despite a home run by Swati Shivkumar, a leadoff home run, and Hasbrouck Heights has a 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first. Fans, remember we are all over social media. You can like us on Facebook by searching NJ.ORG Varsity, follow us on Twitter at NJ.ORG Varsity, and subscribe to our new YouTube channel, NJ.ORG Varsity. You can also look us up on the web by going to NJ.org and clicking the Varsity Sports tab on the top right-hand section of the webpage. So now IHA looks to go to work in the bottom of the first, and here's their starting lineup. Leading off for the Blue Eagles, the pitcher, Steph Thomas. Batting second, the center fielder, Reese Guevara. Batting third, the shortstop, Daniela Abara. Batting cleanup, the second baseman, Angelina Mcguire. Batting fifth, the right fielder, Rachel Pollard. Batting sixth, the catcher, Janice Sharma. Batting seventh, the designated player, Emily Cieslak. Batting eighth, the left fielder, Emily Walter. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Reagan Jones. And they will face Jess Gasparino, a left-handed pitcher. And she will face the IHA starting pitcher, Steph Thomas, who will lead things off for IHA. And the first pitch is taken outside for ball one. The pitch. And that one takes a hop in the dirt for ball two. So Gasparino, we're already seeing that she has a very interesting windup. And she throws another one in the dirt, and it's 3-0 on Thomas. Now, Thomas comes into this game with a .507 batting average. Not sure if this is to intentionally walk Thomas, as she is both dangerous in the circle and at the plate. And the pitch is taken for a called strike, so it's now 3-1 on Thomas. Thomas also has a home run and 14 RBIs. And she'll take her base on ball four. But not for long.
Patience, Reese, patience. Wait for your pitch, Reese.
As Danielle Monarchy will pitch run for Steph Thomas at first base. And Danielle is a dual threat when it comes to stealing bases. So here is Guevara, and she takes the first pitch high for ball one. Guevara batting .352 with a home run and 22 RBIs. And the freshman already committing to UConn before the start of the season. So she knows where she's playing softball in 4 years. The pitch is taken in the dirt, ball two. You may have noticed the shortstop for Hasbrouck Heights, Hannah Christensen, playing well into the infield. Right in between the first baseman, Kayla Dickman, and the pitcher, Jess Gasparino. 2-1 on Guevara. Swing and a miss. Runner goes. The throw is not in time. And Monarchy is on second with a stolen base. That's her sixth stolen base of the season. So IHA has a runner in scoring position as the 2-2 pitch goes behind the dirt, and Monarchy will advance to third on the wild pitch. So IHA trying to get the run on the board here in the bottom of the first. They trail 1-0 with Monarchy at third, no outs, and a full count pitch to Guevara. She swings it, fouls it back, and the count remains full, 3-2. Several fans have gathered here today with umbrellas at the ready in case the rain decides to come back and haunt us again. Gasparino ready, the pitch. Change up, misses low. And IHA now has runners at the corners as Guevara takes her base. And it appears as though she will stay in the game as the runner at first. Monarchy the runner at third, and Daniela Abara the batter. Abara batting .441 as the first pitch may have missed for ball one. We'll check it again. No, it was strike one. She grounds one up the middle, through for a base hit. Monarchy scores. Rivera's on her way to third. She is standing at third. It's an RBI single for Daniela Abara, and IHA ties this game up. It's now 1-1 here in the bottom of the first. So here's the cleanup hitter, Angelina Mcguire. A dangerous hitter who grounds one up the middle for another base hit. Guevara scores, and it'll be an RBI single for Angelina Mcguire on the first pitch of the at-bat, and the Blue Eagles take a 2-1 lead. Abara is at second base. Rachel Pollard steps in for the right-hand side. The pitch by Gasparino in the dirt, ball one. Pollard batting .407, no home runs and 19 RBIs on the season. And she swings and lines one in the left field for a base hit. So the bases are now loaded as Abara stops at third. Mcguire is now at second. And Janice Sharma will come to the plate looking to drive in some more runs. And we now have a timeout as Jackie Ferrenti makes her way into the circle to discuss things with her ball club as they now trail 2-1. And a good opportunity to tack on more. We got underway about 20 minutes late as Hasbrouck Heights bus arrived right at the time that the game was supposed to start. Jana takes the pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Sharma batting .439, 2 home runs and 12 RBIs. The pitch way upstairs, ball one. 1-1 on Sharma. Interesting article on NorthJersey.com about Sharma, who was one of the biggest question marks heading into the season. And she drives one in the center field for a base hit. Abara comes in to score. The bases remain loaded. And Sharma has an RBI single to give IHA a 3-1 advantage. Mcguire at third. Pollard at second, and now Sharma at first with the RBI single. Ali Vergona, maybe a name that IHA fans could be familiar with. She was an all-Bergen County catcher as Cieslak takes the first pitch upstairs for ball one. And Coach Anthony Lareza says that before the year, we just wanted Sharma to be steady defensively behind the plate, and we figured the others would pick up the slack around her offensively. It's a 2-0 count on Emily Cieslak. The pitch. Changeup misses up and away, ball three. Cieslak now one pitch away from driving in a run with a potential bases-loaded walk. The pitch. Changeup, ball four. It'll be a bases-loaded RBI walk for Emily Cieslak as Mcguire comes in to score. It's now 4-1 in favor of IHA. And going back to Janice Sharma for a minute as Walter steps in and takes the first pitch upstairs for ball one. Reza also said, but she has become a weapon for us offensively, and whenever she comes up with runners on base, I have the utmost confidence she's going to hit the ball hard somewhere. And Sharma has already lived up to the expectations. She's at second base as Walters takes the pitch upstairs for ball 3. Another 3-0 count for the pitcher, Jess Gasparino, who finally throws a strike. It's now 3-1 on Emily Walter. Here's the pitch. Swing and foul. Just fouled down the left field line. So Walter goes from being 3-0 in the count to 3-2. 4-1 IHA, still no outs in the bottom of the first. Bases are loaded. The pitch in the dirt, ball 4. Pollard scores. It's now 5-1 IHA, and the bases still are loaded. Sharma is now at third base. I stand corrected. Taylor Kenderson is the pinch runner for Sharma. So my apologies for not paying attention. Reagan Jones steps in. She's ahead in the count, ball 1. 1-0, and she grounds one through to the left field for a base hit. Kenderson scores. The runners advance. And it's now a 6-1 IHA lead. IHA taking care of business in the first inning, and we still have no outs. And now we go to the top of the order, where Steph Thomas comes to the plate for the second time in this inning. The first pitch, a changeup at the knees, strike 1. Thomas walked her first time up and was pitch ran for by Daniela Abara. It's now 1-1 to Thomas. And when she goes back to the circle in the second inning, she will have a very comfortable lead. 1-1 goes high for ball 2, so it's 2-1 on Thomas. The pitch by Gasparino. It gets away. Cieslak tries to score, and she will. Emily Cieslak scores on the wild pitch. Walter goes to third. Jones to second. It's now 7-1 IHA. Well, Hasbrouck Heights is starting to feel the effects of the late bus ride from Hasbrouck Heights. As the ball gets away, scoring from third is Walter. It's now 8-1 IHA. Jones goes to third on the wild pitch. And just like that, Danielle Monarchy will pinch run again for Thomas. So Reese Rivera comes in for the second time in this inning. The pitch is taken for a called strike 0-1. Guevara walked and scored her first time up. And the freshman will be heading to UConn in just 4 years. Lifts one in the air, deep left field, and the catch is made by Swati Shivkumar. Jones scores on the sacrifice. Monarchy tries to go for second, and she's in there, sliding safely. So it's an RBI sac fly for Reese Guevara, and IHA has a 9-1 advantage. So it took just 11 batters for Hasbrouck Heights to get the first out of the inning. As Abara fouls one off to the right side, it's 0-1. Abara had an RBI single and scored in her first time up. 9-1 IHA. And there's still one out here in the bottom of the first. Pitch goes in the dirt, and it's 1-1 on Abara. Abara, the IHA shortstop, will be heading to the University of Iowa in a few short months playing for a Big Ten team. It's now 1-2 on Abara as she takes the 1-1 for a called strike on the outside corner. Montague, the runner at second. The pitch, swing and a miss. That is a pretty big strikeout for Jess Gasparino. And there were 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. So here's Mcguire, who had an RBI single and scored her first time up. She lifts one foul. It's 0-1. The last time we featured IHA softball, Mcguire had 7 RBIs. She had a 3-run home run and a grand slam in a win over the Academy of Holy Angels back in mid-April. And she's headed to Fairfield University in the fall, playing for a Mid-American Athletic Conference team. And now Mcguire lifts one in the air, deep center field. It's gone! Angelina Mcguire with a 2-run shot to center. IHA has an 11-1 lead in the bottom of the first. And can you believe that we are still in the bottom of the first? I probably should have kept track of when this inning began. Jess Gasparino, still the pitcher on the mound. And the only other pitcher on this Aviators roster is Sarah Bailey. Now, we really don't know much about Hasbrouck Heights other than they are 12-8 on the season. And Pollard takes the first pitch upstairs, ball 1. The Aviators defeated Garfield High School on a Wednesday in a playing game by a score of 6-4. And now they are trailing by 10 runs with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0 counter on Rachel Pollard. Another pitch upstairs. It's 3-0. Pollard singled and scored in the first inning. What am I saying? We're still in the first. And she will take her base on 4 pitches. So now Janice Sharma comes to the plate for the second time in this inning. 15 players have now come to the plate for IHA in this inning. The ball gets away, and Pollard advances to second on the wild pitch by Gasparino. 1-0 on Sharma, who had an RBI single and a run scored her first time up. The pitch. Up and away, 2-0. (11-1) IHA, 2 outs, bottom of the first, and Sharma grounds one foul at home plate, 2-1. Still overcast skies here in Washington Township, with a pretty good fan base on hand to watch the top team in the state play Hasbrouck Heights here in IHA. Pitch is lifted in the air, shallow center field, and it'll drop in for a hit. Pollard scores. It's an RBI single for Janice Sharma, and IHA continues to grow what has become an insurmountable lead. It's now 12-1 Blue Eagles, as Taylor Kennerson will pinch run for for Janice Sharma, Emily Cieslak up to bat. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Cieslak walked on 4 pitches her first time up, driving in a run, and scored on a wild pitch. She grounds one right at the shortstop, Carolyn Kleitz. And do I dare say, at long last, the bottom of the first comes to the end. 12 runs for IHA, and they have a 12-1 lead as we go to the top of the second inning. And when you look at what IHA has done this season, it's still very hard to imagine they are the number 2 overall seed in the Bergen County Softball Championship, but the positive side is they are the number 1 seed in the southeastern region. And they will play, the winner of this game will play the winner of Paramus Catholic and Lyndhurst on May 17th at Saddlebrook High School. First pitch scheduled for noon. So Steph Thomas returns to the mound with a very comfortable 11-run lead. Trying to get that bottom of the first inning out of my head. So, Hasbrouck Heights comes to the plate for the second time, and starting things off is Hannah Christensen. The right-handed hitter takes the first pitch for a called strike, 0-1. Hannah Christensen, the batter, with an 0-1 pitch on the way, a very slow pitch. It misses high, 1-1. Almost reminds you of the Ephus pitch that Orlando Hernandez used to throw when he played Major League Baseball. The pitch. Swing. It fouled back, 1-2. Now, Hannah Christensen is not related to Hayden Christensen, the actor who played Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars Episodes 2 and 3. Referring to the new and advanced Star Wars. As Christensen swings and misses, and it's the third strikeout of the game for Steph Thomas, 1 away. That brings the strikeout total for Thomas to 187. So she will most likely reach 200 by the end of the season, by the way things are going. Here's Jordan Kaiser. She swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1. 12-1 IHA. Bases empty with 1 out. Top of the second. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Thomas so far using her fastball and changeup to her abilities to get the players out. And there is some good high cheese by Thomas as Kaiser strikes out swinging. Back-to-back Ks for Steph Thomas, and there are 2 down here at the top of the second. Strikeout number 188 for Steph Thomas in 2014. Here's the pitcher, Jess Gasparino. So it'll be pitcher on pitcher, and the first pitch right down the middle, strike 1. Gasparino allowing 12 runs back in the first inning, and now she's behind in the count, 0-2. Amazing thing, she only allowed 7 hits back in the first. Six walks as well. The pitch, swing, little blooper, shallow center field, and the catch is made by Daniela Abara. 3 up, 3 down for the Blue Eagles. They will come to bat looking to add to their 12-1 lead as we go to the bottom of the second inning here on the NJ Varsity Broadcast Network. And Folks, remember you can follow us all over the social media network. We are on Facebook. Just give us a like on NJ.ORG Varsity. Follow us on Twitter at NJ.ORG Varsity and subscribe to our YouTube channel, NJ.ORG Varsity. You can also find us on the web by going to www.nj.org and click on the Varsity Sports tab on the right-hand section, the top right-hand section of the page, or just go to nj.org/varsity. So, we go to the bottom of the second, and it will be interesting to see what Coach Anthony Lareza wants his players to do from an offensive standpoint. Jessica Gasparino, still the pitcher on the mound for the Aviators of Hasbrouck Heights. And the freshman is looking to basically record outs from this point forward. And I'm sure that's the message that head coach Jackie Ferrente gave to her back in the top of the second. Emily Walter leads off. The pitch. Changeup at... that just missed. Ball one. Almost spoke too soon. Walter walked and scored back in the first. She lifts one in the air, left field, over the head of Shiv Kumar for an extra base hit as she slides into second base with a double. She knocked the second base away about a few feet to the left. It's already a pretty good start for Emily Walter, who's now 1 for 1 on the day. Here's Reagan Jones as she shows bunt and bunts one right back to Gasparino. She throws to first in time for the first out. Walter goes to third on the sac 1-3. So here's Steph Thomas. And if you're scoring this game, you're probably scoring Thomas in the third inning. 1-0 on Thomas. She walked in her first 2 plate appearances. The pitch by Gasparino in the dirt, ball 2. 2-0 on Thomas. Now, in Thomas's first plate appearance, she walked, stole a base, and scored. Her second time up, she walked and scored. And now she's ahead in the count, 3-0. 12-1 IHA. Bottom of the second, runner at third, 1 out. After the extended delay, the pitch is taken for a called strike, 3-1. Off to our left, the IHA lacrosse team is in the midst of a practice. The 3-1 to Thomas, grounded up the middle for a base hit. It's fielded by the center fielder Jillian Sears, and Thomas is aboard for the third time today. It's her first single. And Danielle Monarchy will pinch run for her for the third time in this game. So I do apologize. Thomas did not score in both of her times up. In her first 2 times up, as Guevara steps in and ahead in the count, 1-0. The freshman Reese Guevara is 0 for 1. She walked and scored her first time up and then flied out to left field in her second plate appearance. She grounds one toward third, and there will be no play as the shortstop, Carolyn Kleitz, came up to field the ground ball, but there was no one covering second. So Monarchy goes to second on the infield single by Reese Guevara. Here's the IHA shortstop, Daniela Abara. The pitch. Up and away, ball one. Abara had an RBI single and a run scored in her first at-bat and struck out swinging in her second at-bat. 2-0 on Abara, as that pitch was high. It's 13-1 IHA. It's 3-0 on Abara. Here's the pitch, and it's taken for a called strike, 3-1. Upstairs, ball four, and the bases are loaded for the Blue Eagles. Monarchy is at third. Guevara at second, and now Abara at first with the walk. So Mcguire has a chance to drive in more runs. She homered her last at-bat, and she grounds one up the middle for a base hit. Monarchy scores, and it's now 14-1 IHA. Mcguire had an RBI single in her first at-bat, a two-run shot her second time up, and now an RBI single. Here's Rachel Pollard. And she takes the first pitch for ball one. Remember, if you are scoring this game from home, this is the second inning, but you're probably scoring the game in the third inning of your scorebook. As Abara lifts one in the air to center field for a base hit. Guevara scores. Abara's being waved around. She will score without a throw. It's a two-run single for Rachel Pollard, and the score is 16-1. Mcguire is now at second base. So here is Janice Sharma. She will be the next batter as Coach Anthony Lareza gives the signal toward Pollard. Not sure if it's telling her to potentially steal a base during this plate appearance or to be patient. Sharma lifts one toward third, and it's caught by Diana Torres. One pitch, one away. That's actually the second out of this inning. Although it doesn't say so on the scoreboard. Emily Cieslak, the batter. We have a bit of a delay here. Not sure exactly what's going on, but IHA has runners at first and second with two outs here in the bottom of the second. And the first pitch misses, ball one. Cieslak had a bases loaded RBI, a walk, and scored on a wild pitch her first time up. She's ahead in the count, 2-0. And she caused the third out of the second inning and grounds one right toward head coach Anthony Lareza for a foul ball. It's 2-1 on Emily Cieslak. Two and one with two out. The pitch. Line drive, left field, base hit. Mcguire goes to third and Pollard to second. The bases are loaded for IHA. It sounds like deja vu, but that's been the truth of this entire game. Emily Walter steps in. Or at least she will. No. It looks like Taylor Gallagher will pinch hit for Emily Walter. And we'll get you the stats for Gallagher in a moment. As she steps in for the right side and takes the first pitch for a strike at the knees. Gallagher batting 167. She's 1 for 6 on the season. 0-2 on the count on Taylor Gallagher. So this is the very first time we're seeing Gallagher at bat here for IHA. That pitch was low and in, 1-2. Bases loaded for IHA. The score 16-1 with 2 outs. And Gallagher now evens the count following the high fastball by Gasparino. 2-2. The pitch. Just outside, full count. So 3-2 on Taylor Gallagher. Again, she's pinch hitting for Emily Walter. Here it comes. And she swings and misses, strike 3. It's a good way for Jessica Gasparino to get out of this inning. But IHA tacks on 4 more runs. 16-1 Blue Eagles as we go to the top of the third. And Steph Thomas, again, going back to the circle with a very comfortable lead. Spoke to her pregame, and she sounded very confident in her abilities to get through this entire tournament. IHA, one of the 4 number 1 seeds in the Bergen County softball tournament. Number 1 seed in the Southeast region. The other number 1 seeds include Indian Hills, Immaculate Conception, and Fairlawn High School. The winner of today's game, be it IHA or Hasbrouck Heights, will play the winner of the Paramus Catholic Lyndhurst game on May 17th. 12 p.m. first pitch. It will be at Saddlebrook High School. It'll be the 9-1-2 hitters for Hasbrouck Heights as we go to the top of the third inning. Matt Nelson here with you on the NJ Varsity Broadcast Network on an overcast Friday afternoon. Amanda De Julia is the batter. The right fielder takes the first pitch low, ball 1. Thomas with 4 strikeouts on the afternoon. The players she's struck out, Kleitz, Dickman, Christensen, and Kaiser, looking for her 5th of the game. It looks like we have a bit of a scoreboard malfunction on the IHA scoreboard. I believe the count is 2-0 on De Julia. The pitch, grounded, foul. And it's 2-1. (16-1) IHA leads here in the top of the third. And the infielders, Abara and Mcguire playing in. The pitch is fouled back to the screen, 2-2. Abara playing in between second and third, and Mcguire playing almost behind Thomas. The pitch, swing and fouled onto the hill. Count remains 2-2. The count is actually 1-2, so I apologize for the confusion. The pitch, swing and a miss. DeJulia goes down. It's the 5th strikeout on the day for Steph Thomas. 1 out here in the top of the 3rd. Thomas now up to 189 strikeouts, 1 away from 190. Here's Swati Shivkumar, who takes the first pitch for a called strike. Shivkumar homered her first time up in the first, and she swings and misses for strike 2. It was the first pitch of the ball game that Shivkumar hit one out to left field for the only run of the Aviators, and Shivkumar swings and misses. Back-to-back strikeouts for Steph Thomas, her 190th strikeout in 2014. That is just beautiful. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd, and Gabby Cruz, the next batter. The pitch. Right down the middle, strike 1. Good fastball out of Steph Thomas. Cruz is 0 for 1. She lined out to 3rd her first time up. The pitch. Good changeup, but it's grounded just foul. 0-2. IHA with a 16-1 lead in round 1 of the Bergen County Softball Tournament. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Steph Thomas, strikes out the side. And now we go to the bottom of the 3rd. IHA 16-1. And give you an idea of what else is going on in the Bergen County Softball Tournament as far as the matchups go. We mentioned the number 1 overall seeds just a few minutes ago. Indian Hills, the number 1 overall seed and the number 1 seed in the Northwest region, is playing host to either Fort Lee or Woodridge, the alma mater of our cameraman, Dan Graham. Dan had a chance to tell me a little bit about Hasbrouck Heights and the history between Woodridge and HHHS, or as it should be called, Triple HS. Immaculate Conception is playing host to Lodi High School, and Fairlawn played yesterday. Not sure if they played Tenafly or Emerson. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd. IHA looking to add their 16-1 lead. Hasbrouck Heights has their fingers crossed, hoping that they hold the Blue Eagles to a 1-2-3 inning, or at least prevent runs from scoring. It'll be Jones, Thomas, and Guevara set to face Jessica Gasparino. The pitch to Jones. Upstairs, ball 1. Jones had an RBI single in her first at-bat and grounded out to the pitcher in her second time up. And she lifts one into left field for a base hit. And Jones reaches for the second time in this game. Runner goes as Thomas hits what appears to be a bunt, and they do rule that a bunt single for Steph Thomas. Jones advances to second. And it looks like Thomas will remain at first. That's the first time that Coach Anthony Lareza is going to leave Thomas on base. So here's Reese Guevara. I stand corrected. Danielle Monarchy will come in to pinch hit for Guevara. So it's our first opportunity to see Monarchy at the plate. She lifts one foul, 0-1. Monarchy batting .500, 1 hit in 2 at-bats. She scored 28 times, and she grounds one foul to the left side, 0-2. Monarchy not used to being at home plate when it comes to being at bat. She's used to scoring a lot of times. She swings and misses. Strike 3. And for Gasparino, that's her second strikeout of this game. Correction, that's actually her third. She struck out Taylor Gallagher to end the second inning. Daniela Abara, no. Being told by one of the IHA softball parents. Taylor Gallagher is the batter. No, it's actually Kennerson. Taylor Kennerson is the batter. I apologize for not looking through the net from my point of view. Kennerson now ahead in the count, 1-0. (16-1) IHA with the lead. It's now 2-0 on Kennerson. And Kennerson is 1 for 3 on the season with 2 RBIs and 11 runs scored. 2-1 on Kennerson. Pinch hitting for Daniela Abara. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Jones at second. Thomas at first. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And Gasparino with back-to-back strikeouts for the first time in this game. 2 away here in the bottom of the third. Angelina Mcguire steps in from the left side. The pitch. Swing and foul. Back toward the woods. 0-1. Mcguire had an RBI single and a home run in her 2 at-bats in the first inning. The pitch. Swing and a line drive to the left field for a base hit. Jones to third, Thomas to second, and IHA has the bases loaded with 2 outs. Rachel Pollard is the batter. Or at least that's what I'm hoping to see. She swings and misses, strike 1. Unfortunately, IHA does not have a PA announcer for their home games. It's a fly ball, left field. Shiv Kumar makes the catch, and that will retire the side. So, IHA fails to score for the first time in this game, yet they have a 16-1 lead over Hasbrouck Heights as we go to the 4th inning here on the NJ Varsity Broadcast Network. Victoria Casey was the batter that flied out to left field. as IHA appears to be using a lot of pinch hitters, and it looks like the defense is going to change very shortly. So it's going to be interesting how IHA sets their defense for the remainder of this game. You notice Thomas is still in the circle. Jones is at third. Juliana Kosha is the first baseman for IHA, and she was... No, it's actually Cieslak who is the designated player. Or the flex player, rather, I should say. The flex player has the option of moving around throughout the infield and outfield. So again, Thomas still in the circle. Jones at third. Cieslak at first. It looks like Taylor Kennerson is in the ball game, and she is playing at short. And Thomas will face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, beginning with Carolyn Kleitz. She swings and fouls one to the backstop, 0-1. Kleitz 0 for 1. She struck out her first time up. Looks like Angelina Mcguire remains at second base. Outfield may have changed. We'll let you know as soon as we can, as Kleitz swings and misses 0-2. 16-1 IHA with the lead. We're in the top of the fourth. Base is empty, no outs. The pitch. Swing, foul, into the woods. And the count remains 0-2. Taylor Gallagher is now in left field. And we'll get to the rest of the outfield as soon as we can. Ground ball toward first. Cieslak with the backhand stop. Steps on the bag. And there's one down here in the top of the fourth. This will bring up Diana Torres, who singled in her first time up. Thomas at the ready. The pitch. Slow changeup. High. Ball 1. That's the second time I've seen the eephus pitch being thrown by Steph Thomas. The pitch. High. Ball 2. Two-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Two one. Good changeup by Thomas. Strike 2. It's now 2-2 on Diana Torres. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And Torres is down, swinging. That's the 8th strikeout of the afternoon for Steph Thomas. 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Kayla Dickman takes the first pitch for strike 1. Dickman, the first baseman, struck out to end the first. The pitch, slow grounder to third. Jones picks it up, fires to first, and Cieslak can't play it on a hop. So the Aviators have a runner at first with 2 outs here in the Aviators' 4th. Not sure if that was an error, but it looks like IHA will give that a single. Here's Hannah Christensen, the first pitch way upstairs. Dickman on her way to second. She'll get there without a throw. And for Thomas, that would be just the second wild pitch she's thrown in 2014. Pretty good mark. The pitch. Swing and a chopper to third. Jones picks it up, but it's ruled foul. 1-1. The blue lines represent what's considered a foul ball. And they are very, very faint here in this athletic field. Christensen behind the count. She swings and misses in the count 1-2. IHA with a 16-1 lead. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And Thomas records her 9th strikeout on the afternoon. It's 16-1. Blue Eagles. As we go to the bottom of the 4th here on the NJ Varsity Broadcast Network. It's certainly been a very high-scoring game from the first inning to the second. And now, this could be the last time we see IHA come to the plate. And for Steph Thomas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts on the day. She came into this game with 184 strikeouts. She is now up to 193 on the season. 7 away from 200 strikeouts. And it looks like she will have to achieve that mark next weekend when IHA plays as the home team to either Paramus Catholic or Lyndhurst on May 17th. They will play at Saddlebrook. The game is at noon. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. Matt Nelson here with you from Immaculate Heart Academy in Washington Township, New Jersey. Let's see what IHA does here. Ground ball to short. Kleitz picks it up, and she gets the batter out. 1 down. And that was Sarah Browning, who was pinch hitting for Janice Sharma. Juliana Kosher now the batter, making her first at-bat of the game. First pitch high, ball 1. Kosher, a senior, batting 167 with 4 hits in 24 at-bats. The 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. 16-1 IHA with the lead. We're in the home half of the 4th. 2-2 count with the bases empty. And 1 out. High fly ball, right field. Shiv Kumar calls off her teammate, Sears, and there are 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. And And now the batter for IHA, Taylor Gallagher. She lifts one into the trees, and it's 0-1. Gallagher is now playing left field, and she pinch hit for Emily Walter back in the third and struck out. The pitch. Swing and a ground ball, right side, base hit for Gallagher as she makes it on the throw from the right fielder Amanda De Julia. And IHA with their first base runner. First time they've had a base runner. First time they've had their first base runner of the inning with 2 outs. Reagan Jones at bat for IHA. The pitch. Swing. Little looper toward third. Catch is made by Torres. Side is retired. So, this will be the last chance for Hasbrouck Heights. They have a 15-run deficit to make up. And if IHA holds on, if IHA can retire the Aviators, they will win this game by virtue of the 10-run rule. And Steph Thomas will look to finish things off here in round 1 of the Bergen County softball tournament. She's back on the mat in the circle rather for IHA. Almost thinking about baseball. The only run she allowed, the first batter of the game, to Swati Shivkumar. A home run to center field. A lot of young faces now in the field for IHA. Victoria Casey actually completes the outfield and right. I forgot to mention her name in the previous inning. 7, 8, and 9 due up for Hasbrouck Heights. Jordan Kaiser swings and misses, 0-1. Kaiser 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the second. Looking to get on base right here. One count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Base is empty, 1 out. The pitch. Fastball just misses outside. To Jess Gasparino. That should be 1-1. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. One out. Top of the 5th. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 11 on the day for Steph Thomas. And she is certainly taking care of business. Hasbrouck Heights down to their final out of the game. Amanda De Julia, the batter. The pitch. In the dirt. Ball 1. 1-0 on De Julia, who struck out in her first at-bat in the third. The pitch. Swing and chop foul just to the left of home plate. And Hasbrouck Heights is down to their last strike of the game, or so it may be. The scoreboard says 1-1. Here comes the pitch. That's going to be strike 2. So I apologize for misreading the scoreboard. And now Hasbrouck Heights is down to their final strike of the game. Mcguire is moved in from second. Julia fouls one back. Still 1-2. Reagan Jones has moved in a bit from third. The pitch. Change-up. Strike 3 called. Ball game over. And IHA will move on to round 2 of the Bergen County Softball Tournament. 16-1, our final score. IHA just putting a load on the Hasbrouck Heights Aviators. They had a 12-run first, and it just got even worse from there as you see the players celebrating in the outfield. And they are moving on to the round of 16, which will be May 17th at Saddlebrook High School. Game time at noon, and they will play the winner of Paramus Catholic and Lyndhurst. So that's going to do it. Real quick, however, our player of the game has to go. We're going to do co-players of the game. Steph Thomas and Angelina Mcguire, our co-players of today's game. Mcguire went a perfect 4 for 4 with 3 singles and a 2-run home run in this game. And, of course, Steph Thomas with 11 strikeouts on the afternoon and only 3 hits allowed in a complete 5-inning game. So once again, our final score, IHA 16, Hasbrouck Heights 1 in 5 innings. For our cameraman, Dan Graham, and production manager, Jay Treble, Matt Nelson saying so long. We will see you next time here on the NJ Varsity Broadcast Network.